up, guys? Coach Tom at Citizen Athlete, and this is the first video in a series I want to make where I'm going to be going over the philosophies and training methods of Citizen Athlete we use to help our clients lose anywhere between 20 to 80 pounds and get them a athletic, strong body that's going to last them well into their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, you name it. And if they're already in an age group like that, they feel 10 to 20 years younger by the time we're done here. So this video is specifically going to be talking about beginners. A beginner is someone who has either never strength trained before or has barely strength trained, or someone who has done it in the past but they've been out of it for like 6 or more months, maybe even years upon years. Those are what the people that I'm talking about in this video. And I want to talk about that because in the fitness industry, those people are fed the most amount of lies. And I'm going to go over the biggest 3 lies here in a second. So as a beginner, you are the most susceptible to change. It's very important to maximize your time in the beginning stages because that is when it's going to be easiest to make changes. The biggest lies that people hear from the fitness industry is number 1, beginners need a billion different exercises to create muscle confusion. Lie. False. Beginners are the most susceptible to change. You guys should be focusing on just a few core lifts and you should be working those in a proper range of motion, proper form, because your body does not need as much stress to make change, whether that be fat loss, muscle gain, a little bit of both, because that's about the only time that you can do both. There's a little extra nugget of information for you. The only time you can lose fat, gain muscle at the same time is as a beginner. So you need to maximize your time and you don't need a million different exercises. You should be mastering the basics, the squat, the deadlift, the press, the bent over row, maybe some power cleans. These exercises are giant, multi-joint, compound movements using the entire body as a system the way it's meant to be used. So that's lie number 1. Beginners do not need a billion different exercises for muscle confusion. Lie number 2, cardio, 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 right? Because most beginners, let's be real, want to lose a little body fat. They want to look more toned. They want to feel and look like an athlete. So we go right to the treadmills, right to running outside, because these things are easy. They're easy to do. They might not, well, I should say that they're simple. They may not be easy. Running a marathon is not easy, but it's simple. You move your foot one after the other. But here's the thing, it's not going to give you the most bang for your buck. And as a beginner, you want the things that give you the most bang for your buck because that's when you're the most susceptible to change. The things that are going to give you the most bang for your buck are big compound lifts, like I went over in the previous lie. Here's the deal. Don't waste your time doing nothing but cardio. You should be focusing on strength. I know a lot of people say, I don't care about strength, I don't want to be strong, but the fact is you do. If you are someone that wants to have muscle tone, if you are someone that wants to age properly, if you're someone who wants a strong, athletic, young feeling, good looking body, you care about strength. Especially if you don't want to be a giant, massive, bulky monster, because gaining strength and becoming a bulky monster are 2 separate things. That is what you need to focus on as a beginner. You should be getting stronger. Session after session, week after week, you should be adding weight to a bar. You should be using a barbell because a barbell uses the most amount of muscles. It gives you the most amount of return for your investment of time and effort in the gym. That's why we're so adamant about strength training here at Citizen Athlete. You, as a beginner, need to be barbell strength training because you can do it. You are not as frail and weak as you think you are, or as today's modern fitness industry seems to want to convince you are. You are not as frail and weak as you think you are. You are stronger and you can handle it. So you should be barbell strength training for about 6 to 12 weeks, and then you can look into a variety of different exercises. Now, if you're someone with a huge heart condition or you're very morbidly obese, sure, throwing some conditioning in there can help, but the primary focus should be the strength training, because that's what's going to give you the most return for your investment. And the third biggest lie in today's fitness industry is that strength training is dangerous and will destroy your joints and is just ego lifting and does nothing, and all this BS that's out there. Look, I get that it's scary, I get that it's intimidating, but strength training does not mean lifting till you're blue in the face, bleeding from the nose. Strength training means starting at reasonable weight for you and slowly progressing. Getting just a little bit, adding a pound, 2 pounds, 2.5, 5 pounds, 10 pounds every time you do a lift. It's slowly getting better. It's not just the hardcore powerlifting strongman type style that most people think of. It's very beneficial. Everybody can do it. I've had people from age 20 to age 60 or higher in here under a barbell, safely performing lifts, getting stronger, improving their quality of life. Strength is going to improve your quality of life. Every time you interact with the environment, it's force production. That's all movement is. That's all movement ever can be. By getting better at producing force, by getting stronger, we can stay younger longer. We can interact with our environment. We can move easier. If someone has a hard time getting up from a chair, getting up from the floor, it's not a mobility issue. They don't have the strength to move their body. They need to be stronger. They need better muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone density. Strength training does all that. It is not dangerous when the lifts are performed at a proper weight, in proper form, through a proper range of motion. It's not as dangerous as people would have you believe. Alright guys, those are the biggest lies that beginners are fed in the fitness industry. You do not need to waste hours doing cardio. You do need to master a few basic lifts. Don't do a billion different exercises. Get good at just a few big compound lifts and get stronger at them, because strength training is not bad for you when performed correctly. Anyone that says, well, when I squatted or when I deadlifted and I hurt myself, was doing it improperly. That's just the bottom line. So guys, those are the biggest lies beginners are fed, and this is the first episode in this series. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because in the next video, I'm going to delve a little deeper into strength training, how someone can get started strength training very safely and very effectively. So, stay tuned for that, subscribe for that, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode.